the channel. We have James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews.
Yeah.
Because for those who refuse to click the link in the description, if you type out Watch Your Mouth Reviews, his videos pop up, which is a great thing. So please be sure to tap in. He has unpopular opinion videos. He talks about pop culture. He does just you actually do a lot. You could see some of his book on there. He's done lives reading his book before. There's a lot going on. So please check it out. Hi, James. Hello again.
Hello, yes. Hi, I'm here. This episode I can't wait to get into.
Oh Lord.
Like the video. Get ready. Strap yourselves in.
Not strap yourselves in. You're fucking funny. You really are. But we are going to go over Housewives of Beverly Hills, y'all. This episode is titled Twisted Sisterhood, and it was definitely a twisted episode. I want people to stop using the word sisterhood so lightly, though. I genuinely do, because y'all really be doing too much with the word sisterhood. Like, if you was really somebody's sister, you wouldn't do this. But we start the episode where we left off, which Dorit was reading Kyle for filth. She was reading Kyle everything she needed to read Kyle, in my opinion. And Dorit is mentioning stuff. Kyle's like, yeah, we'll name a time. And Dorit starts bringing up stuff from 2019. The production was on it. They gave us receipts too. And Dorit essentially was telling Kyle that Kyle dishes out certain things, but she cannot take what she dishes out, which I thoroughly agreed with. I
Yep,
actually felt like she communicated well.
absolutely.
Kyle admitted it because she couldn't do nothing else. Dorit backed her into a corner, and Kyle admitted that she does do this, but Kyle can't just be the only one wrong. So she blames it on the fact that her best friend died, which we did see in the last season, and the fact that she's having a separation. Once again, my best friend died in July. I'm not treating people like crap. It's not an excuse. Someone passing away is not an excuse for you to treat people wrong. If you are like snappy, don't have as much patience, things like that, I can understand that. But to just entirely mistreat someone and not value a friendship because someone passed, it's not okay, Kyle. So that's not an excuse, in my opinion. Dorit mentions how other women in the group can get away with stuff, but when Dorit says or does it, she doesn't get away with it. And this is where Sutton speaks up and basically says that Kyle does the same thing to her, but Kyle has told Sutton that she will work on it, but it seems like she's not extending that same grace to Dorit. And as James says often, Kyle is pretentious. So I think the reason that Dorit, who's been friends with Kyle longer, is not getting the same grace as Sutton in certain situations, well, Sutton gets paid more. I'm sorry, Doris and them been struggling publicly with finances and stuff, and I don't think Kyle wants to be attached to that because she's attached to enough. So I get what Dorit is saying, and Dorit did make a good point, but Kyle is just going to make excuses, excuses, excuses. But I think what we can all see is Kyle is not the greatest friend. She tries to act like she's a good friend, but she's not. Most of her closest friendships on Beverly Hills that we have seen have ended in drama issues. People don't want to deal with her. Everyone has the same complaints, from Camille to Lisa Vanderpump to now Dorit. Everybody has the same complaints about Kyle. Um, before I go further, because we do see, well, I'll just finish the scene. Fuck it. Garcelle basically ends up interrupting and agreeing with Kyle that Dorit struggles with apologies because that's Kyle's only defense. And Dorit did not like that Garcelle said that and says she wouldn't expect Garcelle to defend her because she knows that she's not Garcelle's favorite person. Dorit, I'm going to need you to realize that Garcelle first had a negative taste in her mouth about you because you threw microaggressions and you were ignorant to certain things that African American and brown skinned people have to deal with. And then, when questioned about that at the reunion, you tried to double down on it and say that you do have Black friends. And when you expose the Black friends that you have, they work for you. So
It wasn't even so much, it was only that, it was you also calling Crystal a child bride as well, doing another
yes,
thing.
knowing that Dorit
Yes,
makes several microaggressions to people
right.
race.
And the thing about it is, even though I felt like Garcelle was reaching just a little bit, I didn't mind it because at the end of the day, Dorit does a lot. And what Garcelle said was true, but not in this situation. In
In
this
this
situation, it
situation,
was not true.
Kyle is wrong in my
Yeah,
opinion, and Dorit is right. But I
yes.
think I just feel like
It was the wrong moment. It was the
it
wrong
was
moment for her to
definitely the
point that
wrong
out. Yeah,
moment,
it
but at
was.
the same time, Dorit, from what I saw throughout this whole episode, she doesn't understand. Like, you acted like a donkey for most seasons. Now that your life is falling apart, you suddenly want to get real. Like, people are not going to have as much empathy for you when you've been a snob for many seasons. We wasn't even referring to you as your government name. We was calling you Doris, which is probably your
Right.
actual government name. But I don't know. It seems that with Kyle, you know, Dorit, I don't know. Their issue is weird to me. But I was glad that Dorit at least kept it real. I felt like she did good at checking Kyle. Did you have anything to add or anything extra?
No, I felt like I hear Dorit, and and once again, I'm gonna give her another pass this episode. I'm so far she's not on my nerves. She's not on my nerves so far, but what I will say is that I need her to be awakened in all seriousness, not just the one that just applies to Kyle. I need her to do some self-reflecting too. Because at the end of the day, you were okay with how this friendship was at some point. Were you even able to throw some of these women to the crossfire to please Kyle? And now that the shit backfired on you, you need to own that too. It's not just Kyle, it's you too.
Yeah, I think that's the part with Dorit that she's missing. Like, when she feels violated, she's so focused on her that she's not acknowledging her part in things. And it's like, I like this new Dorit and how she's coming for Kyle, because ain't nobody else come for Kyle the way Dorit has, and that's the appropriate way. But Dorit, you got to be accountable for people to really rock with you. Now, I'm not going to go over every little thing on this episode because half of it was like, eh. But Kathy, don't ever brush your teeth with the brush that
I
you
was,
put
oh, I'm glad you
eyeshadow
brought that
on.
up. I said, Kathy, now, baby, you got too much money and too much life.
I'm starting to
And
feel like Kathy does these things because she knows she's on camera, because Kyle always points them out, versus, like, I feel like some of it's authentic and natural, and then some of it she knows she's on
some of
camera.
it's
She knows what she
goofy.
got to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of it is. Like, I was looking at Kathy like, first of all, it's not sanitary.
Mm-mm.
Second of all, it's like, I don't nobody want to be smelling your breath on this damn boat. So
Third of
it's
all,
like,
I'm sure that resort had a
right.
little gift shop where they always have toothbrush, toothpaste, the things that
Or you
people,
can call housekeeping and they'll bring you one too. Like, they got little miniature toothbrushes and stuff, like little,
Instacart,
yeah.
DoorDash,
Mhm.
Uber Eats.
Or
I mean,
CVS was right across the street. You could have walked over to CVS and got you something. Like, come on.
or had your assistant or one of your planners do it. But it is what it is,
Yeah.
Kathy. Okay, Kathy. It was funny either way. I laughed. Now, on the boat, the ladies all get on the boat where Sutton is just enamored with this damn captain who wasn't all of that. I said, Sutton, is that your type?
He was kind of mine too. So I'm not going to lie. I see you said,
I'm just looking like, okay, at least he got a job. I'll give her that, because she ain't never gonna make nobody with the money that she got unless she be the billionaire. So I
I
get it.
was like, yeah, she would have to get it like, if I would say a billionaire, because I don't think she would be with her second man for the money. Like, I really don't. I feel like Sutton would get like a regular Joe Schmo. Like, what's my girl's name on New Jersey? The one that got the plumber? Um,
March.
Marge. Yeah, I feel like she would pull a Marge. Because you can't tell me, Marge, that man got more money than Marge, because I know he don't. So
Well,
yeah,
well.
I feel like Sutton would do that. I feel like Sutton would get somebody like that. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. At least he come home. He ain't got nowhere to go. I mean, he just go to work 9 to 5, bring his ass back home. And sometimes men like that, that work at like the plumbers and install air conditions and stuff. Sutton, they usually come home and they bring home a nice bucket of chicken and some mashed potatoes and gravy and some biscuits. So I mean, that might be it though, Sutton. We might be on to something, Sutton. At least he make money. He might
Well,
not make your money.
plumbers are paid well, extremely well. Plumbers
Yeah.
make more than people with doctorates sometimes, and they don't
Yes,
have
they
a
do.
phone. So I ain't
Yeah,
nothing
I might go
wrong
get me
with
one. Hell, now that we talking, shit.
date who you got to date. And I believe people who work on boats. If you're the captain, he should be paid well. So that's a good thing. But Dorit explains to Kyle that she does love her and she needed to get stuff out. And they both apologize to each other again, but I don't think the friendship will ever be back the same. In my opinion, you know who your friends are and who really cares about you when you're going through the hardest things in life. That's how I feel. Like, Kyle, you're not the only one in the world having a separation. Maybe support your friend whose separation is new. Well, meanwhile, you've been bullshitting and running around in music videos kissing people. This lady's actually separating.
Right. Like to me, it was. That's why I'm going back to thinking about what she said that I'm going through a separation and I lost my best friend. It's like, well, boo hoo. That lady's going through a separation as well, and losing her husband too. It ain't no difference. I mean, it seemed like in Dorit's case, it wasn't her choice; it was her husband's choice. In your case, it was your choice to leave this man and explore. So I don't want. See. That's why it's loaded for
Separate
me.
from
That's why I don't.
that, they're divorcing or they're separated, Mauricio and Kyle, the same way that Dorit and PK are. But
Right.
Dorit and PK are also in a different financial situation. They're going to have a lot to figure out in their divorce as it relates to debts owed in multiple states and other things like that. Kyle, he done moved out, got an apartment, has followed your league on things, respected your space. You wanted that. Anybody who is unsure about that, just go watch Buying Beverly Hills. Kyle very much so wanted it.
Yes, he
But
wanted it. That's why I said the problem with Kyle, and I told y'all this last recap. I mean, she just wants Dorit to kiss her ass like she's been doing all this entire time. That's what she wants. And
that's
I
why you
mean,
gotta be careful how you
yes,
navigate yourself around people because people will behave how you allow them to, and people will treat you how you teach them to treat you. You got to, at some point, Dorit should have been like, no, or at
she
least
should have had
okay to
boundaries from
you.
the beginning. It's like this is what you get, especially when you got some old pretentious ass pricks like Kyle. So of course you have to set clear ass boundaries, like Garcelle did season her first season. You have to
Yeah.
set clear ass boundaries with women like her
And
because
it
women
worked.
like her, it did because now Kyle kissing her ass. So it's
Mhm.
like you have to set these boundaries. You just have to. There's no way around that. That's why when she was doing, that's why I didn't like Dorit. I didn't like Dorit the first few seasons she was on the show, and I don't like her. I don't like her now, but I'm liking. She starting to cross over to my good side a little bit.
The
But when I
only
say
reason people are liking Dorit right now is because she's checking somebody who's needed to be, who's gone on unchecked for a couple of seasons. And it's always good to see something like that. But I still don't care for Dorit. I don't trust her intentions. Adding people of color to the cast, I think, showed that most of these ladies, I will say, are probably not racist. But then you have some of them, like Doris, where I kind of question how they look at
I,
others.
um, I questioned Doris and also a little bit of Kathy as well. I don't know why, but I do. And you know what's funny is I'm also questioning Erica too for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I could get that, especially with where she's from and stuff. Welcome in, Shonique.
Yeah,
She said
it's kind of
exactly.
like
It's
it's
good to
this.
see Kyle be checked. I definitely agree. I think that's what most people are enjoying. If Dorit was acting this way with anybody else on the cast, Shonique, I genuinely feel like people might have a problem with that. But for Kyle, hey, do what you got to do. Please, Dorit, keep her in order because I'd be sick of Kyle. Um, this episode was so weird, James. So pretty much Kyle and Garcelle break off to talk, and Sutton and Doris, they break off to speak as well. Sutton and Doris kind of had a little bonding moment. I know that Kyle and Garcelle spoke first, but Sutton and Dorit, they had like a little bonding moment because Sutton, this is why we like Sutton. She really is sweet to the core. And she's like, I understand what she's going through and how she's feeling. And she was kind of the friend for Dorit that Kyle is not being. But Kyle and Garcelle are talking. Two things, y'all. First, I'm going to start with what they talked about. Kyle mentioned how PK reaches out to her, which I think is odd. And it's like, you really have no reason to be mad at this woman when you still talking with her ex. Doesn't make sense. But Kyle and Garcelle's talk kind of made me like, I was not moved by anything they talked about, which is why I'm not mentioning it too much on this channel unless James wants to comment on it. And personally, I know that people love Garcelle. She's iconic for being the first Black housewife on this franchise of it. However, just because you're Black doesn't make you good reality TV. And I've gotten to a point now with Garcelle and Kyle where I'm like, they can both go. If they were to cut Garcelle and Kyle from this cast, I personally would be okay. I think Garcelle is too busy to film, and I feel like she keeps coming for Dorit. And you got to keep the energy, Garcelle, you have with Dorit with everybody equally when it's appropriate. And with Kyle, I'm just tired. It's been 14 seasons. We don't like her. She doesn't like her. Just take her away. She can go live her life off camera. She'll be fine. But yeah, those two, I was just like, ugh. How did you feel about those two's little talk?
It was what it was. It was, to me, I felt like I understand divorce is hard. I get it. I do. I get it. And apparently, being in your mid 50s is not a run around the race either. But I'm like, so what? Move on. I'm sure there is a whole bunch of other things that y'all could be talking about, other than this that y'all don't want to put on camera, Kyle. So what's the point of this conversation? And then, you know, going back to Sutton and Doris for a minute, I really did Sutton is really a girl's girl. She really is. And I think that that's why a lot of people love her so much and that she's willing to be there. Because I remember her wanting to be there for Erica, but Erica was so offended by every damn thing that when her and Tom were first separated, that it was really hard for Sutton to really connect with her because Sutton offered to give her money and everything. And Erica was just tripping. So I feel like she would do the same for Doris too. Like help her give money to make sure she's good, make sure that if she's alone, she can call her. And I appreciate that. So that part of the conversation in this scene I did enjoy.
Hmm. Understandable. Understandable. Um, yeah, I'm just tired of Kyle. She can go. If they get rid of no one else, get rid of Kyle. So, on a lighter subject, we learn about Bose, the newest housewife, Bozoma. She has a man. His name is Keeley. She said in the beginning she always dreamed she'd marry her black king, and now she has found one for now because we don't know if it's actually going to work. But he's handsome. He's successful. So I'm glad that she found someone that matches her. She also spoke about how she's had issues dating since her ex husband passed away. And she thinks it's because she put herself into her work and she feels like maybe she's too successful and intimidates men, which is a thing, especially as a black woman. Especially
Yes.
as a black woman. It's almost like then you become lethal. But I was
Hmm.
glad she spoke about that. She also stated that her ex was a con artist who admitted to her face that he was sleeping with his ex. Okay. All right.
The average California man to me.
Yeah.
No, crappy was Jennifer Tilly's story. I was hollering when Jennifer Tilly said that the man, she had a real con artist, the man, they was at a restaurant and he didn't even have the money to pay the bill. So she slipped her credit card under on his lap and said, just act like you got to pay the bill. And I said, Jennifer, the people at the restaurant gonna see your name on the damn credit card. So
Thank
what the
you. The thing
so
too, like
I laughed. So I said, she didn't think that through. She really didn't.
I don't know. Women are like weird. That's so strange. Like, there's times we go out to eat, I'll pay, my husband to pay. But if I pay, I'm not handing my credit card to him. I'm gonna open my wallet, my little Case Bay wallet, and pull out my card and pay for it. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. It wasn't like Jennifer has a unisex name like Taylor. Right. Right. We gonna know, Jen.
We gonna know it's you. It's like, what's the big deal? Not that we know you have Simpson money. It's like, ma'am, come on. Like, there's
I
no
think that
shame in
she's
paying.
here for comic relief. That's like
She really
genuine.
is. Her cackling and her laughing. I laugh every time. It is so contagious. I was hollering at every time she would start laughing. Like, to me, she has no problem. There's no bother. There's no worries, at least none that we can see. So it's kind of like I'm here for her being just the laugh of the show. I really am, and her She has some shady moments though. She really did. Like she has some shade. And even in the after show, she even has even more shade. So I can honestly see Bravo offering her a diamond next season. I can actually see it. I don't think she would take it, but I can see it happening. I really can.
I need people to stop getting excited for what happens on after shows and let's talk about what the hell they give on the show because I need her to give more. Because a lot, I'm we recapping the show, not the after show. So Jennifer, before you get a diamond, I want to see you give some of the energy you gave at the after show on the show. Otherwise, what's the point? Because there's some people like myself who don't care to watch after shows. I catch the highlights or go to James. What happened there? Tell me this. I'm not gonna waste my time. I barely got time to be on these lives now. So I'd be like, I need people to give when they're on the show because not everyone's gonna want to watch what happens live and things like that and other after shows because they got a couple different after shows now for Housewives. But I like her. She's funny, and it's nice to have someone light and funny who's not always looking like to have an angle when communicating with these people. So I can appreciate that. Um, Another random thing, because to be honest, y'all, not much happened in this episode. It's just Dorit spiral. But Kathy, I am on one hand, I'm like, it must be a joy to be so rich that your private nudes are in the safety deposit box or the vault at the bank. However, comma, whoever work at the bank that she is at probably know if they got access, they live. Now, if her
Child,
nudes get leaked,
she better be glad I don't work at that bank because it would be to the highest bidder.
right? That's what I was
When I
thinking when
tell
she
you,
said it.
when I tell you, I need $50 million right here and there because I know she about to sue me. I need about $50 million because she gonna connect it one way or another to the bank. So I need to give her some hush money, and then I need to take the other 20 million and just live life because I know I ain't gonna be able to get a job ever
Shut up, James.
again.
No, that's true. That is so true. I knew somebody who used to be a banker, like not the teller, but an actual banker, and she
Hmm.
did something shady. And I met her because she used to be at this gas station. Y'all know I smoke. I would be buying, this was way back in the day, my little Swisher Sweets to roll up. I just talked to people, got cool with the lady. Turns out she's like, yeah, I'm actually really educated. I was like, okay, great. I'm just ready to buy stuff, get gas. And one day I was in the mood to ask. I was like, oh, it was. She was like, oh, in business. I have a degree in business. She had an MBA and had a job at a bank as an actual banker doing something with mortgages. And she played with money, did something shady. She said she can't find a job nowhere because it's not just losing your job and going your criminal record. I said, oh, shit. But she did come up at the gas station and became the manager. So look, you can start over anywhere, do anything. But I'm sure she missed that money from that bank. Yeah, yeah, and then
I knew a lady. I knew a banker as well, and in Miami, she worked with me at the manufacturing place that I worked at. She was fired because she was having an affair with one of the executives, and the executive's wife sent everyone in the firm the email of her ass that she screenshotted to her husband.
oh, she pulled a Garcelle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and was immediately fired from the company. Did not get severance either because of what it was,
Mhm.
and yeah, it took her a long time to get another job after that.
Yeah, it's hard. Be careful what y'all do in your professional lives because you
Right.
just never know.
You just never know. So that's why I said I would need $50 million. That's the highest. That's the lowest I'm going because y'all have to understand. I will no longer have a job.
Oh, wait.
So yeah,
Right, on Garcelle's time.
it really
Garcelle
was.
can't
Like when
play.
I heard when she told me that story, I said, "Well, damn."
Mm, a
I was
mess.
like, "Lady, you ain't got nothing to do in life." I mean, but she said she was gonna make her famous, so she sent that to everybody
Mm,
in that whole office chain.
okay.
Send the email that lady's ass. I said, "Well, damn, okay,
People don't think of that. How you leave your job matters too, y'all, even if you fired.
yep."
Uh so y'all, these women keep most of the episode was like them at dinner tables and on boats and shit. So they're at a table again, and Garcelle asked Dorit why she reposted, and this was so random, why she reposted Teddy on her social media page because Teddy apparently is not friends with, or because Dorit is not friends with Teddy. And Dorit was apparently saying this to Garcelle. This is what I mean. Like, oh, Garcelle, you irritated me, but I got to come for you. I love Garcelle, y'all. I really do. I just don't love her on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if that makes sense. But I've always been a fan of hers. I'm a frequent person who watches reruns of the Jamie Foxx show. I love Garcelle. I love that she was in Spider-Man, all of that. I'm convinced that Kyle put Garcelle, yeah, clearly. Because them two was
Absolutely.
randomly bonding. And that's the part for me that I don't like. Garcelle wants to attack people like Dorit to a certain extent for being Kyle's minion or something of that nature. But then Garcelle is clearly on that same energy because Kyle jumped right in and was on like Garcelle's side. But my thing is, in my personal opinion, y'all, this is her social media. Who cares if she reposts something? That's her page. Who gives a damn? A bitch stay winning. How you doing, my darling? She says she been getting she been getting my biters this season. She is looking up behind Kyle. It's gross. It's like,
It is. Because first of all, Garcelle, nobody that is on the other end of this camera, meaning the other end of our TVs, give a fuck about no damn Teddy for you to
preach.
be bringing her up like this. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, why, when this lady didn't even care for you when you first came on the show and exploited you for doing the black thing, which is, try to say you're going to donate to a charity and don't donate. She tried to at you. So I'm trying to figure out, why would you even go this damn hard for this woman? I said Mrs. Best that shit because I thought that was funny. I said, no, Teddy got all kind of money. Teddy got all kind of money. What she need to live with Kyle for?
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all
She could have
understand?
went back
Y'all
to
know
her
Teddy
house
has
that
a
is
lot of money.
struggling. Teddy
Like
could have went back to her house that's struggling to sell still to this day.
right.
And don't nobody want it. It's ugly.
Don't nobody want, but at the end of the day, that shit is crazy as hell to me. What you need to live with Kyle for? That's stupid. Not that I don't like Teddy, so I don't really care. But for y'all to bring her up at this table when we don't even want her to be brought up, even in past circumstance where she was involved in some shit, we don't want to hear her name.
Yeah. Yeah, I
She
agree.
is,
She
and
definitely
it's
don't
not behooved
belong
of her to do that. Like Garcelle, you and Sutton was killing it last year with
there.
just being the force that you two were. And Crystal, I have to throw Crystal in there too, because them three was the it. That's why I'm mad Crystal left this season. I'm mad she left because I felt like that trio was everything I needed for this season. So the fact that Crystal left kind of pissed me off because I don't think Garcelle would have did this had Crystal been here. I think it would have been the trio, and and the thing about Bose, she might disappoint me this season.
Could have told you that from the beginning. Just because someone's successful in business does not mean that they'll be good
And
for reality TV.
someone says that something may happen between her and Garcelle that and I'm just like, oh no, that's not
And
how.
then separate from that stuff that you said, Garcelle changing up based on who's casted and who's not casted is the exact reason why she should not be on this show. You should be the same Garcelle that we met season 1 and fell in love with, and then you started to fail us trying to kiss the ass of these women who would never do the same for you.
Right, that's why I said it was like when she was getting into it with Erica, I was here for it. When she was getting into it with Kyle, I was here for it because she had valid reasons for both. Erica did some crazy ass shit when it came to her son, and then Kyle doing that whole "I'm gonna be like out you for doing the black thing and throwing up that, and then get mad when you throw the race car." Chris was fired, James. She wished she.
Yeah, she was fired.
Oh, I know she was fired. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying she said, I'm trying to use her words. I don't like to say when people fired and stuff like that, but I'm just saying she used her words that she said she wasn't coming back, regardless if she had a contract or not. She said she wasn't coming back. So
Crystal is, I don't know. I felt like it was good that she was fired to a certain extent just for her personal struggles. And I was tired of hearing about that, brother. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just sick of Garcelle. People can post what the hell they want to their social media. If y'all don't like what Dorit done reposted, then don't fucking follow her. I don't get that. But I know when you're in the limelight, like social media maybe matters a little bit more, but who cares? Who cares? But Dorit, you also still full of it because don't you ever try to make it seem like you gonna help John Lennon's show get some recognition. He don't need that. He don't need that. Right. She is fine with it. She is Disney money. She's good. That man wrote The Lion King or something. He played a part in that. I said, oh, they're good. They're fine. Sutton wrote something down that she said came from her heart about friendship. Sutton, I love you, but you know these bitches don't care about friendship.
Sutton, I
As many
love
times
you.
as Sutton's been wronged.
Sutton, I love you, but this wasn't a move. This was not the move. This is not the place. This is not the time. This ain't what you even need to do. Sit back with Jennifer Tilly and cackle and laugh with
And
these
he,
and eat and let them fall on their own swords because we still gonna love you regardless. But this shit here was goofy as hell.
Sutton does that at times.
She
If
does.
Ronnie's
And
pick
that's
me,
why I don't like her. And she's my favorite housewife out of all of the franchises. She's my favorite housewife. But what gets me about Sutton is that when she does the pick me thing, it's very drastic and very, it's like one thing when you would pick me just to be funny. She does it as like a serious, concerning, almost like mother whose daughter didn't make the volleyball team kind of shit. And it's like, Sutton, I need you to take a step back.
yeah, she's a little too
Yeah.
friendly at times. But after she reads her little paper, these ladies are in the car, and this is where Sutton brings up Teddy and Dorit's issue. And I'm like, why are we bringing this up again? We just
Why?
settled that
For real.
in the car. And basically, Sutton's like, I don't like that Dorit was BSing. She wasn't being honest. And the group as a whole, they all came at Dorit all at once. I hate that they making me defend her, but they all ganged up on Dorit and said that Dorit needs to understand that the issue is not about Teddy. The issue is about being able to call things out in the group.
What you talking about? A bitch say winning what? What I do? Who's
Sutton is
Sutton
a
really?
mess.
What were you talking about?
But it here's the thing. If you call stuff out instantly in a group, like people are going to be offended. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, where you say it, and when you say it. Say stuff when it happens. Don't wait weeks and months to bring certain stuff up, and say stuff in a respectful way. I'm liking Dorit this season as well. And we see another comment, unpopular opinion. I love the way the episode ended. It was so chaotic and unproduced. It really showed how these trips ends. These heifers fighting and screaming as they step off the sprinter.
Yep.
Specifically. I think everybody is loving Dorit this season because she's sadly so far, she's the only one
Oh, okay.
being honest.
Yes, Sutton is my favorite housewife. Absolutely. She is my favorite across all of the franchises. She is number one. Absolutely. I'm not, and it moves every year. It does. It doesn't always stay that way. It doesn't always stay that way. I didn't like Sutton at first. I did not
Nobody
like.
did.
I'm no. Okay, hold on. Let me backtrack. I liked her at first. I did not like her when she became a full-time housewife. It wasn't until when Erica was going through her shit and she tried to get on Sutton, and Sutton went and got all that research and brought it back to Erica and said, "Oh, okay, since you want to do that, I got something for your ass." So, how many victims did Tom have again? And she goes, "He ain't have any victims." Oh, really? What about this? This happened. The burn victims. You don't remember that? Okay. Sutton wasn't playing with Erica, and ever since then, that has been so iconic for me that she became my favorite housewife after that. So yes. So that's
Yeah,
my
I
biggest.
like
She's
Sutton.
the realist. Like I'm saying, she's the realist to me. Like she really is.
The best part about Sutton and why she's a good housewife for me,
Hmm.
she's going to be who she is regardless of where
Yep.
she is, who she's around, and what she does. She's always the same. So I like her for that. I don't like when housewives change up as they get money or as they get stuff. This lady is as rich as she can be. But it is what it is. She
Hmm.
says she's unashamedly pick me, unashamedly insecure, and unashamedly rich. That's
And that's all you can do is be yourself. That's what we say.
you
At
may
least
have
she's
wrote
not
her next
trying
little
to.
tagline. Unashamedly pick me, all of
Yes,
that.
but now, but suddenly, if you do take it, we want some of that money. But you know,
They
but what I'm
should.
saying, mhm.
But I mean, essentially, the ladies all just come for Dorit in the car. I think it's stupid. Y'all know this woman going through it. Stop coming for her. But we've also seen with this group, they're not good at supporting people going through divorces and
Kathy
life
Hilton is
changes.
definitely the richest out of all of them.
Mm,
Jennifer Tilly's not richer than Kathy Hilton.
um, I'd have to look that up actually because
Oh, I know. Jennifer Tilly's not the richest one. Kathy is still.
I don't even trust that because the Hiltons have in recent times had multiple things going on with their finances. I don't know why Kathy Hilton is on this show, but I know that Kathy Hilton is amongst the richest women in the group. But in terms of women who are rich on their
Now, if
own
we're
by
talking about
their
how much
own
money they got
merit,
in their bank accounts, now if you saying it like that,
yes,
yeah,
not
Jennifer
assets.
Tilly, yeah, Jennifer Tilly has more money
Yeah.
in her bank account, I'm sure.
I don't know. It's hard to tell with those two just because The Simpsons is so big for so many people, but then we don't know how much she gets. I want to start knowing their incomes instead of just seeing stuff. But the Hiltons
Yeah,
definitely have more assets.
yes.
Definitely.
But assets
Definitely.
doesn't, because you know what, assets is like it's like circumstantial. You don't know if it really will cash in to what it's really worth. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Especially with some of the locations of their hotels and the condition. And then
Hmm.
also that's the thing I was thinking of a bitch that went in 35 years strong and she isn't just getting the residuals from when they play on TV, but she owns a part of it every
A
time they
part of it,
mention
yeah.
all of that. So that's why I think that she's also more humble with her money. And that sometimes I notice the people that's quieter, more
Well,
humble,
she's
that's really
quirky. Like I
sweet.
was looking at her decor in her home, and it's very like it's giving like Salem witch trials. Like it's giving very much that. So I was
That's
like,
what her whole aura gives.
but I'm here for it. Y'all know
Hair,
Jennifer.
makeup, all of it.
Yes, Jennifer Tilly was my very first girl crush ever. Like I lived for Jennifer Tilly. Like I did like Bride of Chucky when I first like kind of noticed women. It went Jennifer Tilly. Then when Aaliyah died, I realized how much I had love for Aaliyah. So that's kind of where it stops. Like Jennifer Tilly and Aaliyah. It was like they were happening right around the same time.
Hmm.
But yes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The ladies came for Dorit, y'all. It was funny as hell. They're getting off the bus. Things are going wrong. I'm just like, I will say the Housewives of Beverly Hills have a good way of bringing us entertainment without assaulting each other or going crazy. They are truly rich and have maintained that versus just keeping up with the Jonas, like Housewives of Potomac, cough cough. And
Keep up
I
the Joneses.
they're trying to,
I was
but
like, ooh, they
the
can't even keep up with
Potomac
the
Housewives,
Johnsons. What you talking about?
damn, not the Johnsons.
Come on, go stop. I ain't.
Eventually, when it that was the point that my mind is thinking, I'm thinking of
Mhm.
which women are rich without the husbands. Kathy and
Oh, okay.
Sharon, it's really his
Yeah, it really
money.
is money when you
Like,
think about it. Like she
he had it before he
just
met
for
her.
50 years, she's been able to enjoy it. Like that's
Yeah,
really what it is.
not for
And I would
50
love that life. I'm not mad at Kathy. I'm not mad at Kathy at all. I would love that life for 50 years to sit my black ass down and just enjoy.
not the picnic in the park under the tarp in the unpaid. You know what? That's what I'm saying. I like that about Beverly Hills. These women really do, all of them, whether
They
they
all
have
have beautiful
husbands
homes.
or divorced, they are well off. They are
Hmm.
wealthy.
Yep.
Whereas the Housewives of Potomac, they want to look like they rich. But if we go to
Yeah,
season
you
one,
got yeah, exactly. Not only that, you got ones that act like they was rich from the beginning with appliances from the '60s. So I mean, I don't understand that. So I, it is what it is. But I love that's why I love Beverly Hills. I
mhm,
love this franchise because yes, they're not gonna just pick some old random lady that live in a 2-bedroom apartment, with air mattresses. Shout out to She by Sheree. But you know what I'm saying? They're gonna get women who got at least they have a mortgage, or if they rent in their house like Erica is, it's still nice. It has more square foot than most of us. So they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Erica is smart to rent right now too. She wouldn't dare buy because they'll take that shit so
Oh,
quick.
well, so good. They wait for her to get some shit
I
too.
do want the only thing before I end it, I want to see though, there really were a lot of victims that were innocent due to Erica's spouse and all of that. And I want to know more and hear more of this case because that man was held and found to be competent enough to go to court. So I just want to know. And the rings, the earrings that she was talking about, she actually does have to give them back. And now she claims she can't find them.
Is that
So
what happened? Oh, Eric.
yes, like there's still more stuff
Sheree has
coming.
the nicest house on RHOA.
She
Yeah,
does.
she should.
Yep.
It took her 20 years to build it, so she should have the nicest house out of everybody.
James always says that Toya from Married to Medicine and Sheree should have an
Mhm.
interior designing show
Absolutely.
because their homes are always beautiful, yet they're forever moving or running from bills.
Mhm.
So, hey, I enjoyed that. We will be on James's channel, y'all, to discuss Married to Medicine
Yes.
over the weekend. And then the Housewives of Atlanta, whenever the hell they come back, that is also something that's recapped on his channel. So be sure to tune in, subscribe to his channel, and all of those things. She is heartless and evil. She
She
showed
is.
her.
She is. Absolutely.
I'm not forgetting how she was through that divorce, and I don't accept it just because you separated, you suddenly become an egotistical, self-centered
Yeah,
asshole.
that's why that judge ain't gonna let you out that divorce until after these trials.
That's why you
And I
stuck.
wouldn't either. I
Yeah,
wouldn't either. I would let you sit in this shit, and I want to see what's determined before I let you out of anything. I want to see
yeah.
what's determined first.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because she might end up having to pay Tom.
Yeah, because Tom made a fool of the California Bar Association, which was at one point one of the most respected in the country, and now they look
Mhm.
nobody trusts shit in
Right?
California. But I appreciate all of y'all for being here and tuning in. We'll be on my channel, I'll be live again on Saturday for Love During Lockup, the premiere. I'll also be on Friday live for a Netflix show called The Later Daters. So tune into that. We'll be on James's channel as well for over the weekend for a bunch of shows. Bell Collective, Housewives of Potomac, Married to Medicine, Love and Marriage Huntsville. So be sure to tune in and subscribe to
And we
both
may have an
channels.
unpopular opinion. I'm waiting for Martell Holt to respond to Tisha. So we may have an unpopular opinion coming up soon on that big ass scandal that happened since it's a show that I covered. So be on the lookout for that too. I just gotta wait for his response. So hurry up, Martell, respond to Tisha so I can talk about you.
Child, them D-list celebrities,
Right.
he gonna say the same thing he always say. He gonna
Mhm.
deny it. He's going to. What's he gonna be like? Yes, I am a bisexual man. That's the only way that would be groundbreaking. Other than that, who cares? Love and Marriage Huntsville, they spend so much time doing interviews and stuff. They need to spend time figuring out why the hell they show so weak right now.
Yes, Carlos, hurry up with Family Empire Houston. My patience can't take it. I miss Aunt Nikki. No, I'm just playing. No, I
I
don't.
can't stand you. Love and light to all of you guys. I truly appreciate y'all. Like the video, subscribe. We also say to you, happy holidays, and we'll see y'all later in the week. Thank you, James.